Alright, here's another episode of 327 Federal Magnum versus 357 Magnum, and today what I have is the Speer Gold Dot ammunition. The 357 Magnum is a 135 grain and is listed as a short barrel load. It has a short barrel bullet, which basically means it's a bigger than average hollow cavity, and you can kind of see the lead segments coming up through there. The 327 Federal Magnum is not listed as a short barrel load or a short barrel bullet, but it appears to be using kind of the similar bullet there. You can see we have a different casings. One's brass, one is nickel-plated brass. The 327 is a 100 grain bullet, so we're doing 100 grain versus 135 grain. However, I have heard that the Gold Dot is one of the more powerful 327 Federal Magnum loads, so we shall find out how powerful it is and what kind of damage it does, and we're going to go through the chronograph and see what kind of velocity and accuracy we're going to get at the same time. And as always, we're going to go through the Juggernaut box, which contains a 1 3/4 inch pack of bologna covered by 4 layers of denim, followed by 1/4 inch medium density fiberboard to give kind of resistance like ribs or sternum, and into water jugs to catch that projectile. So let's see what we get with the Speer Gold Dot ammunition, 327 Federal Magnum versus 357 Magnum. Alright, I'm going to start with the 357 Magnum. I'm going to go double action with this because it's a pretty mild round to shoot. This is my current carry round, so we'll see what we get for velocity and accuracy with the Gold Dot 357. 1165. No read. 1187. 1174. No read again. I have to run a couple more rounds here. Keep going. 1149, 1177. So pretty good. That's what I was getting before. Some of the accuracy there was all on me. I was kind of jerking the trigger a little bit. I could feel it. And the recoil is a little bit more than what I remember it being, but it's still not too bad. Now let's see how the 327 Federal Magnum with the 100 grain bullet compares. All right, let's see what we get with the 327 Federal Magnum. I'm hoping to get more velocity than 1177 or so that's on the chronograph now, considering it's a lighter bullet, and I'm hoping for less recoil. So we'll see what we got. 1410. 1370. 1386. 1404. And 1419. So definitely a lot more velocity. However, that recoil really wasn't better than the 357 at all. I would say it's pretty much the same. So it's okay. It's not as bad as a full house 357 Magnum, but it is very comparable in recoil to that particular 357. Part of that's probably because this revolver is a little bit lighter than the 357 revolver I'm using. So overall, it's going to have a little less recoil in comparable revolvers, but out of the 17-ounce revolver versus that 20-ounce revolver, about the same. Now let's hit the ballistic box and see what kind of performance we get between the two, because that's all that matters, more than velocity or foot-pounds energy. Alright, Gold Dot 357 Magnum. We'll do a single action shot to make this more accurate, but we'll see what we get to the ballistic pack. Yeah, a lot of damage. The bologna pack is everywhere. It is shredded. This is a big mangled mess. This is bad. It's going to be hard to photograph this and show it later. Alright, first jug, absolute destruction. That's typically what we see with most magnums of any kind, and we have fragments of lead and jacketing. Jug 2. Looks like we went right through. It looks like there might be a little fragment of something in there. A little fragment of jacket. Alright, we dented jug 4, and it's kind of leaking, not really. Dented out the back of jug 3. Perfect penetration as far as I'm concerned. Looks like most of the bullets in here. And we have some fragments here and there, and a pretty decently well expanded bullet. It's not perfect Gold Dot flowering that it's supposed to have. It looks like it broke off quite a bit here. So retained weight's going to be a lot less, but that's what you get with the 357. Now let's try the 327 Federal and see how that compares. Alright, 327 Federal of the LCR. We'll see what we get. Wow. From this angle, it looks the same or worse than the 357. There's not a lot of baloney left here. This kind of looks worse than the 357 to me, to be honest. We have baloney all over the ground, all over the place here. Here's the fiber board. Here's the first jug. A lot of damage. Jug 2, we went right through it. I don't see any pieces of bullet in jug 2. Jug 3, there's also a dent out the back of jug 3 and a dent in jug 4, exactly like the 357 Magnum did. And it appears that the bullet is in jug 3, just like the 357. And with the 327 Federal, we did get that perfect flowering effect that we like to see. No fragmentation of the 327 Federal Magnum. So overall, what am I seeing with this ammunition? Almost identical performance, with just a little bit less recoil with the 327 Federal Magnum. When I hit the water jugs with the 327, I did feel a little bit faster of a splashback. So we're hitting with a lot higher velocity than the 357, which makes a difference. It's kind of like a shock effect going on. So I would say both of these are pretty comparable one to the other. We got pretty much the same performance. I think that the 327 is probably just a little bit better of a round than the 357 Magnum. If I had to rate these from 0 to 10 on a scale of self-defense, or what round is ranked at what, I would say that the 357 Magnum would be about an 8 out of 10, and I would say that the 327 would be about an 8.5 out of 10. Both really good ammunition, but that slight reduction in recoil while getting the same damage pretty much does give a little bit higher score on my scale here. So that's what you get with the Gold Dot 327 Federal Magnum versus 357 Magnum. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.